Hello, I'm Deborah Aronson, a collaborator with the Environmental Health Association of Quebec. It's our mission to educate people about environmental sensitivities and the way we can minimize our exposures to known and suspected toxic substances around us. Our members, most of whom have environmental sensitivities, are always looking for strategies to avoid toxic exposures that can trigger reactions. For some, these reactions can be serious and disabling. In this presentation, I will discuss the information that we have compiled for our members over the years to help prevent and manage environmental sensitivities. Thank you for joining me today. Our objectives today are to inform you about pollutants that can be found in your indoor environment and what they can be replaced with, steps that can be taken to improve the air quality of a home, how to choose products that are ecologically friendly, and what we should avoid in cleaning and personal products. If you still choose to use chemicals, we will give you some safety tips and will also let you know about the natural ingredients you can use. Since we receive so many calls for help regarding mold and electromagnetic issues, we will take this opportunity to address these issues as well. We're also discussing solutions for less toxic outdoor green spaces, organic gardening, and organic food. Our home is where we build our dreams and grow our families. We should have every intention to create the healthiest environment possible. We need to be mindful of how we take care of ourselves and our homes. That means keeping this intention at the forefront of every decision we make when we are bringing products into our living space and being aware of issues we should be on the lookout for. For example, radon is a serious problem in homes across the country. You can use a test kit to determine whether radon is present in your home. Fortunately, the problem is relatively easy to correct. Test kits are easy to use and available at most building supply stores as well as online. Lead paint is still found in many older homes and is especially harmful to children who are putting things in their mouth all the time. Do not try to remove lead paint yourself. It's best to contact a professional. Asbestos is a natural fiber that's used in a range of household products. It's found in insulation in older homes, in vermiculite insulation in attics or roofs, or in the wrapping of hot water pipes. Never disturb asbestos or vermiculite insulation or try to remove it yourself. Call a professional immediately. There is disagreement among professionals about whether or not it's safe to leave asbestos products undisturbed in homes. Vermiculite must be removed by a professional. Although carbon monoxide is poisonous, with good ventilation and proper maintenance of your fuel-burning appliances, you shouldn't have a problem with it. In addition to having smoke alarms in your home, make sure to have carbon monoxide detectors as well, and change those batteries regularly. We will address more of these issues further in this presentation. Here are test results on blood and dust samples collected from vacuum cleaners. The dust samples could have been collected from my home, from your home, or from homes in Canada, Europe, or the United States, pretty well anywhere. It's not necessary to be able to read the names of all these substances to understand that there are many. Since the Second World War, approximately 80,000 new synthetic chemicals have been manufactured and released into the environment, with approximately 1,500 new chemicals being introduced every year. The vast majority of these haven't been adequately tested for their impacts on human health. Today, all humans on the planet are contaminated to varying degrees by different substances. If we look quickly, we'll see more than 100 toxic substances detected. Metals, like lead and mercury, substances from the family of PCBs, petroleum derivatives and benzene derivatives, pesticides of the DDT and DDE family, as well as other pesticides, chemicals such as phthalates, PBDs, alkylphenols, and derivatives such as nonylphenols can disrupt our hormones. One of the easiest and most important things you can remember is to take off your shoes when you come into your home. They should always be left at the entrance. If you have a garage attached to your house, it's a safe practice not to park your car in it, or to store chemicals including pesticides inside the garage, because the fumes and/or chemicals can still enter your home. Avoid storing any toxic material in your garage because the chemicals off-gas, even from closed containers, and then they can enter your home through minute cracks through the spaces around pipes or when the connecting door is open. Of the most concern are pesticides, paints, toxic cleaners, and so on. Never allow smoking inside your home or near the air intake of your air exchanger or air conditioner. If you're making plans for renovations or for buying a home, keep in mind that some of the best options for floors are hardwood and tiles. Carpeting is often a health hazard for people who react to the chemicals in new carpeting and who don't do well with dust and possibly mold in older carpets. New carpets release VOCs for days after installation, and they can continue to be emitted even for years later. The best option for floors are hardwood and tiles. If you're installing tiles, it's important to pay attention to the kind of grout you use. It's better to use an epoxy grout so that you don't need to use a sealant. Also, beware of the glue used in installing tiles. It's impossible to avoid contact with any chemical substances when creating a new space. Make sure you have ample time built in to off-gas and ventilate the renovated area by opening windows and using fans to circulate the air. For wood floors, water-based sealants and natural oils are available. These products off-gas much faster, and ventilation should always be included in the plan. For cupboards and even countertops, it's preferable to avoid pressed wood which contains formaldehyde and glue. Hardwood is preferable. Pressed wood and plywood without formaldehyde is available for indoor use. Walls make up a big percentage of our living area, so the type of paint that's used is very important. Several companies now sell paints that are low or VOC free. If you want even more eco choices, you could research milk paint, clay paint or chalk, or clay and mineral-based paint. Remember that the darker the paint color, the more VOCs it will contain. Even if you feel secure that you're using a low or no VOC paint, follow the same precautions you would with any other paint product. Properly ventilate the room by keeping the windows open and using fans. Seal the area from the rest of the house, wear a disposable mask if you're painting the room yourself, and let the paint dry for at least a week before moving in. The longer you wait and the more you aerate, the lower the VOCs will be. Keep in mind that a low VOC paint may have no detectable odor, so don't rely only on your sense of smell to determine if there is a need to ventilate. These precautions are especially important for pregnant women, babies, children, or anyone who might be especially vulnerable because of sensitivities or illness. Always check your windows for condensation and wipe them dry if you find any. This is important to prevent mold. Make sure the caulking on the windows is good. Increasing the ventilation in your home will improve condensation problems. However, mold has to be removed at the source. Since curtains collect dust when choosing window coverings, choose a material that can be washed easily. When you're buying furniture, look for real wood and healthier alternatives. Our members have reported to us that they have better success at IKEA, even though they have to let the furniture off-gas for a long time. Bear in mind that IKEA products meet the European standards, which are usually stricter than North American ones. However, if you do buy furniture that off-gases chemicals into your home, it's better to do this during warmer seasons when you can open your windows and ventilate, especially with a fan blowing the air out. For many of our members, buying new furniture is almost impossible. Some people find that keeping furniture in the garage for a period of time and leaving the garage door open on days that are warm and dry decreases the chemical smell significantly. And then, when the furniture is brought into the house, it's useful to continue to ventilate the room to eliminate continuing off-gassing. The closet is an area we don't think about when we talk about toxic air, but all too often our cupboards have racks that are crammed with clothing, shoes, and purses, and shelves piled with storage boxes and containers. This can result in dead air or the inability of air to circulate, leading to mold and mildew, something we definitely want to avoid. By allowing room for air to circulate, you will avoid the need to use mothballs and deodorizers in cupboards. But if scent in a closet is desirable, there are natural alternatives such as sachets made of cedar chips, cloves, dried lavender, citrus peel, pennyroyal leaves, and so on. When we are resting and/or sleeping, our bodies are undergoing physical restoration. We want to give ourselves the best chance we can without the interference of harmful chemicals. Most mattresses contain toxic chemicals. It's possible to buy a natural or organic mattress, but they aren't all 100% free of chemicals. Of course, they come with a higher price tag as well. But this is a long-term, wise investment for a very important part of our lives. And even natural and organic mattresses need to be aired out for several days. Pillows should be aired out as well, and linens should be washed in a scent-free detergent and washed and dried without any fabric softeners or dryer sheets. There are alternative laundry detergents that can be used instead of the scented products that are most commonly used. You don't have to go to a health food store anymore to purchase these. As more and more people have become aware that scent-free is a better choice, stores such as Walmart and Loblaws or Provico and Costco, etc., they now carry these scent and dye-free products. And depending on the material, as an alternative to fabric softeners, you can simply hang clothes to dry or partially dry them in the dryer and then hang them up. It's also possible to find scent-free static eliminators or dryer balls which can help to eliminate static. They can be purchased in stores or online. Don't overlook washing new clothes before you wear them. Fabrics might be treated with chemicals before being sent to the manufacturers, and then the shipping cartons are often sprayed with pesticides as well. If you're concerned about chlorine in the water, you can buy filters that eliminate chlorine, and you can even buy a whole house purifier. This will help reduce the amount of chlorine inside the house. When you're having a shower or a bath, the bathroom needs to be well ventilated. Otherwise, there will be excess humidity that can drip down the walls and behind the baseboards. To avoid the buildup of mold, make sure the tub and shower are sealed properly, and make sure that you replace worn caulking before water can leak through and cause mold growth. The bathroom is the place where we use most of our personal products. Perfumes and cosmetics increase personal chemical exposure for the wearer, and depending on the products, there can be as high as a 200% increase in our breathing zone, even 20 to 30 minutes after using scented products. This leads to poorer indoor air quality for anyone using that room. Healthier, scent-free, ecological products are available at natural food stores, online, and in many drugstores because they're starting to carry them as well. Ahead in this presentation, we'll cover how to read labels, short ingredient lists on product labels, chemicals to avoid, looking for certification, and how to recognize greenwashing while choosing eco products. The best time to begin construction or renovations is during the warmer weather to make sure that windows can be open and fans can be used at either end of the house to create an airflow and push the chemicals out of the house. It's also really important to keep dusting and vacuuming since the remaining dust that circulates settles on the surfaces. Change the filters on your vacuum cleaner and in the furnace and air exchanger and get your air ducts cleaned afterwards. Do your research. Look for the least toxic solutions before your project starts. Discuss this with your contractor and people who are doing the work in advance so that they are aware of your expectations. Forbid smoking in your home and ask everyone to be scent-free. That might take some educating though, because people don't realize that the scents of their personal products linger on them throughout the day. Even if they can't detect them, someone with sensitivities can become ill from them. Request that the products being used are as low toxic as possible. You can provide a list of these products and research where they can be purchased in your neighborhood. The industry is starting to listen to the consumers' demands and providing healthier alternatives to the more commonly used toxic products. Even with filters on your furnace and air exchanger, the dust will still accumulate on the surfaces of your home. Window coverings, sofas, and if you have any carpets, they all need frequent vacuuming. Dusting with a slightly damp cloth avoids the spreading of dust and its contents, but you have to rinse or wash these cloths during and after each use to avoid spreading the dust around. So here's a quick and easy way to make a cleaner with ingredients that are readily available at grocery and hardware stores. You need baking soda, washing soda, vinegar or lemon juice, some liquid soap, and 2 cups of very hot water. And you mix it all together and put it in a spray bottle. If you're not sure about how this product will work on a particular surface, test a small area first and see what the results are. Now we're going to discuss some tips on how to improve the air quality in your home. We have already discussed ventilation in order to improve air quality during construction and renovation, and the importance of ventilation in humid spaces such as bathrooms. But there are many items which aren't usually associated with toxic emissions that off-gas and create a need to enhance ventilation. Companies that manufacture computers, printers, televisions, stereos, video game consoles, etc. often use flame retardants in the production of these products. Flame retardants containing PBDEs are highly toxic chemicals which persist in the dust in your home or office. They are also used in the production of toner and ink. So make sure that the rooms housing these products and other new items which potentially off-gas toxic chemicals are well ventilated. The easiest way to ventilate is to open windows to aerate the house. If you live in high traffic areas, it is better to open windows during low traffic hours. Make use of exhaust fans while cooking, bathing, and showering. Mechanical systems, such as an air exchanger and air purifier, can help you achieve cleaner air in your living environment, especially if you live in a tightly sealed home. Request that no chemicals or pesticides are used when cleaning the ducts. Often other names for these products are used to convey that they are harmless and that you really do need them in your ducts. So beware of this and ask to physically see what they will be using in your ducts. The air purifier that you choose should be from a reputable company that provides consumers with the details of their product. The air purifier itself should be made of metal in order that plastic parts do not off-gas into your home. In order to capture allergens and lint and to remove unpleasant smells, install an inert filter in your furnace, such as a 3M pleated filter with a MERV 11 rating. Use a powerful vacuum cleaner with a HEPA filter to clean and dust. An air exchanger will also help improve indoor air quality. You should be careful, though, that the air intake of the air exchanger is not next to your neighbor's laundry exhaust, especially if they use regular laundry products and clothes softeners that are perfumed. Neither should it be exposed to areas of heavy traffic or idling vehicles. Activities such as smoking, barbecuing, burning, application of chemicals, etc. should be well away from the intake of the air exchanger. Greenwashing is when an organization puts out disinformation about their products in order to present an environmentally responsible public image. In this segment, we will discuss how to avoid being trapped by greenwashing when choosing products for our homes. If you see a green liquid in a bottle or a green bottle with liquid, or if you see products advertised as natural, ecological, green, good for the environment, etc., stop. Check for the following. because you have to beware of labeling that says natural, ecological, green, good for the environment. They're just catchwords or phrases that marketers use to entice people to buy their products on the premise that they are actually free of environmental toxins. Check labels for the following. Green cleaning products that are available on the market are often certified with various logos, such as Eco Logo and EcoCert. In the absence of a reliable logo, look for a complete list of natural or simple ingredients on the label. For example, pure soap. The product is advertised as colorless, odorless, and biodegradable, and the packing is advertised as recyclable and/or reusable. It is always a good idea to read the labels. The only actual control is on the term organic. This means that it has met the criteria for certification. In the following slides, you will see a list of chemicals to avoid in cleaning and personal products. A document with the following list is available. It can be found next to this video on the conference page. So here is the list for cleaning products. In this slide, you'll see chemicals listed on the left, and on the right, the common household products they can be found in. You can read the labels of the products and see if this is really something you want to bring into your home. The Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation recommends the following types of products be avoided. They are air fresheners of all types, bleach, perfumed fabric softener, and they also recommend the use of non-chemical pest control. We would like to add that you should be aware that non-scented and non-perfumed fabric softeners contain all the chemicals contained in scented fabric softeners, and in addition, a masking agent to hide the scent or perfume. For alternatives, see our slides 12, 39, and 40. And here is a list of toxic ingredients you can find on labels of personal care products, such as skincare, cosmetics, hair products, perfumes, etc. It's a very long list. Here is an example of the types of products that are tolerated by many of our members. The first column lists the kinds of products, such as body soap, deodorant, etc. The second column has a list of products that can be used by people who do not have sensitivities but want to avoid the use of toxic substances in their homes. The third column includes a list of products that people with sensitivities generally tolerate. This list is not complete. There are new products coming out on the market all the time. Remember to read the labels and use the information from the previous slides to determine if a product is suitable for your personal needs. If you suffer from environmental sensitivities, it is a good idea to provide a list of products to the people in your orbit in order for them to have an understanding of what you can tolerate. Hopefully, they'll decide to change their buying habits in order to prevent reactions you could potentially have. Many products have scented and scent-free alternatives. Choose your brands carefully. Note if there is perfume or scent listed in the ingredients list. Sometimes it's called fragrance. Go for the scent-free alternative. It is the wise choice. The previous presentations have all touched on the need to go scent-free. This is important for people with environmental sensitivities, but also important for the health of everyone. Just as with tobacco smoking awareness, we have the responsibility to make sure that whatever we introduce into any environment does not contribute to a decrease in air quality. What we choose to put on our bodies and the lingering scents on our clothing can make others ill, even if we don't react to it at all. Increasingly, we are seeing signs in public areas such as washrooms, community centers, libraries, etc., banning scents. This is happening because the public is requesting it. It's also a reflection of the fact that environmental sensitivities are increasing in the general population. To summarize, use scent-free products, non-toxic or the least toxic products whenever possible, and try to eliminate new odors before bringing new items into your home. And if you still choose to use chemical products, here are a few safety tips for you to follow. Make sure that you read the instructions carefully and use only the recommended amounts. Never mix or combine different cleaning products or pesticides. And never reuse empty cleaning product containers for any other purpose. If you decide to use a pesticide, make sure that it is a household pesticide that has a registration number. Make sure that you store them properly. Store cleaning products separately from food. Keep them out of the reach of young children and pets. As for pesticides, store them in a locked cabinet separate from cleaning products and preferably outside your living space. Make sure that you dispose of these products properly. Do not dump unwanted cleaning products down the drain or in the trash. Call your municipality and ask about proper disposal practices. This is especially important for pesticides and products bearing a hazard symbol. That indicates that they have been classified as hazardous household waste. Over the years, people who experienced serious symptoms and reactions to regular cleaning products have shared their successful natural recipes with us. The recipes have been used to clean and maintain hygienic, healthy homes. So why not save money and protect your health? Here's a list of natural ingredients that can be used to keep a home clean. Most of these ingredients are already in your kitchen cupboard. Baking soda, vinegar, salt, cornstarch, lemon juice, white vinegar, citrus brine, table salt, milk, brewer's yeast and garlic, and sodium bicarbonate. And here are some tried and true recipes for cleaning and maintaining your home. Some of the recipes on this slide tackle tough cleaning jobs such as ovens, stove hoods, and filters and drains. Laundry is an important element of our cleanliness. The chemicals that remain on our clothes after being washed and dried with toxic substances can be absorbed by our skin, so why wouldn't we want to use the least toxic products? The Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation says that besides leaving chemical residue on our clothing, fabric softeners also pollute the outdoor air through dryer exhaust. Many eco products are now available for laundry, so go for the least toxic and scent-free that you can find. Use only less toxic fabric softeners, such as those made by Nature Clean. To eliminate static cling, try static eliminator cloths or dryer balls. Beware of the toxic chemicals in dry cleaning fluid. Check out ecocleaners.ca. Beware of cleaning companies that say they are organic, eco, natural, etc. Research the products they use to see that they are truly ecological. And mothballs. They slowly turn from solids to toxic vapor. When you smell mothballs, you are inhaling the insecticide. Reduce or eliminate the need for mothballs by leaving space between garments in your cupboard. Preventing a problem is better than addressing it. These tips on this slide will help you to avoid issues such as pests or mold. Regular and frequent cleaning and ventilation are good ways to start. Garbage removal as often as possible avoids bad smells in the house and keeps away insects. Keep an eye on the home for leaks or water infiltration to avoid mold. Seal cracks to keep insects out of your home. Research safe solutions to address outdoor pest control. In this slide, we've included a few tips and non-toxic solutions for common pest problems like ants, fleas, and head lice. Mold is a severe contributor to indoor air pollution. It can grow inside walls, behind cabinets, and under sinks for a long time before you even know it's there. There are hundreds of species of mold, some of which are toxic or cause allergies. The CMHC advises that no one should tolerate living with a source of mold in their home. Mold produces spores, which float in the air and settle in the dust in your home. Mold spores are often toxic and may cause a range of health problems, including respiratory illness. Mold grows in humidity levels above 70%. Buy a hygrometer at your local hardware store and use it to measure humidity levels. Humidity should be between 30 and 55 degrees, closer to 30 in the winter. Remember that reading in the middle of a room may be lower than one taken near a window or behind furniture. Increase ventilation or use a dehumidifier to get rid of excess humidity, but make sure to clean it regularly to prevent mold growth. Make sure the home is drained properly, that gutters and downspouts are drained away from the home, and that the soil is graded away from the home. If you think you have a serious mold problem, be sure to call a professional right away. Keeping your home clean, dry, and well ventilated certainly helps to avoid mold. It's advisable to use exhaust fans while cooking, bathing, showering, or doing laundry, and especially if you dry your clothes on a line inside the house. The dryer should be cleaned of lint regularly, and make sure that the connection to the outside is secure. Ensure that ventilation equipment, including air conditioners, are properly installed and well maintained to avoid mold formation. It is a good idea to check your home periodically for any sign of moisture in order to prevent mold. Look behind furniture, under kitchen sinks, behind large mirrors in the bathroom, in the basement, attic, etc. for leaks and mold. Sources of infiltration could also be a broken pipe, a backed up sewer, flooding through the basement, and the ceiling if the roof is leaking. Check the condition of your roof at least once a year. And if you do have a leak, a flood, or even a spill, it must be addressed within 24 to 48 hours. If you think you might have a problem with mold in your home, it's best to contact a company that is certified in mold remediation. Always remember to remove moldy material and thoroughly dry out the damaged area. You must remove and discard all contaminated material. Ventilate well so the area gets dried up completely before rebuilding. All mildewed or water-damaged items need to be discarded, especially porous materials like mattresses or carpets. Signs of mold can be a musty smell, visible water stains, or buckling walls. These indications suggest that you should call upon the help of a certified company. But if you see small areas of mold, you can deal with the situation using soap, water, and a brush. It's important to wear gloves and a mask to protect yourself from mold spores. Dispose of any materials used to clean mold. The paper towel, rags, or sponges you used should go in the garbage outside the house. If the mold has infiltrated your personal belongings, make sure that they are cleaned thoroughly before moving them back into the new cleaned place. How to avoid mold? Keep your house high and dry. Keep an eye on the level of humidity in your home. Don't delay if you see signs of water damage. Don't wait to ventilate until there's a problem. Ventilation should be ongoing in your home, and especially in the bathrooms and kitchen. Make sure gutters and drains aren't clogging and that water is moving away from the house. And remember, call a professional to deal with the remediation of mold damage. Some of our members react to electromagnetic phenomena. They could have significant reactions to Wi-Fi, electrical and electronic appliances, cell phones, proximity to cell towers, and other emitting sources. Here are some tips on electromagnetic field reduction in the home. We can't see or smell electromagnetic phenomena. Biological effects occur at exposure levels several times below the levels allowed by regulations. Replacement technologies are simple and effective. Contact an expert for remediation. Electromagnetic smog levels are increasing rapidly. Just like multiple chemical sensitivity, electromagnetic sensitivity is an invisible condition. For both, biological effects occur at exposure levels below those allowed by regulations. Here are some easily implemented suggestions to reduce EMF exposures. You can use wires and cables instead of Wi-Fi technology. Have your electrical wiring inspected, if necessary, repairing wires, and install filters on appliances. Choose appliances with lower EMFs as you would products with lower concentrations of chemicals. For example, induction stovetops emit higher EMFs than ceramic stovetops. Think about the location of your devices and how far away you can be when using them. For instance, keep a good distance between yourself and baseboard heaters. Keep cell phones and handheld phones and any other emitting devices away from your bedroom, and especially as far as possible while you sleep. As summer approaches, it is time to think about your plans for the outdoors around your home. Make sure that you make healthy choices for you and your family and your neighbors. Here are some simple suggestions. If you have your own home, your green space should be maintained in the most natural and healthy way possible. Of course, you'll always want to try to avoid problems that could trigger infestations. So keep watch for the start of any infestation and get control of it as quickly as possible using natural products. Keep the lawn well fertilized using natural fertilizers and/or compost. Don't cut the grass too short, and make sure the blade of your lawnmower is sharp. Don't cut the lawn on a rainy day. When you see bare spots, spread some earth over the area and reseed using a mix of grasses to increase biodiversity. Water your lawn less often, but more deeply. Using a natural ground cover that is suitable for your region and climate can be an easier alternative to taking care of grass. Refrain from using pesticides like Roundup. Using pesticides not only creates hazardous exposure for you and your family, but they are carried by the wind to neighbors' properties as well. Look for alternatives to pesticides by asking for advice at a garden center or checking the options online. An organic garden can be a great summer project for the family. It's a great way to teach children where food comes from and how easy it is to cultivate a healthy environment. Do your research in the winter and spring so that you're ready to start as soon as the weather permits. Here's some basic tips. Make sure the soil is well aerated. Use only organic fertilizer and compost. Use a composter in your garden only for organic produce. Keep an eye for infestations so you have minimal intervention. Use only natural pest control products or methods. Learn about companion planting. It is very important to rotate your crops. Use only organic seeds and plants, and for troubleshooting, consult a reliable web source for non-toxic solutions. The best part is eating what you've grown and freezing the vegetables for the winter. Finding organic food to purchase has become much easier in the last few years. That's because far more people have become aware of the harmful effects of pesticides and other chemicals on our health. The more people who are making organic choices, the more the market is driven forward. Choose organic foods as much as possible. Organic food baskets are available online. They usually support local organic farmers. Fill your freezer with organic produce from your garden for the winter. Remember, read labels carefully, even on organic products. Avoid using non-stick cookware, as the coating can come off into the food you cook. Cast iron and stainless steel are the best alternatives. It is true that buying organic is a costlier choice. And although ideally we would like to eliminate all pesticides from our diets, it isn't always possible to do so. Every year, the Environmental Working Group, the EWG, publishes a list that they call the Dirty Dozen. Those are the fruits and vegetables that are the most contaminated by pesticides. If going completely organic is not possible, try to use this list as a guideline or a place to start when choosing what to buy organic or conventional. If you haven't already watched the other webinars in this series, please do so, because it might help maintain the motivation to make the changes required for a better, healthier future. In closing, you can make the change. Read labels, ask questions, use only safe products, and the market will respond to your needs. A few changes every month will result in many changes in a year. Every change that leads towards healthier air will result in healthier people and will also lead to a healthier planet for us, our children, and our grandchildren. Thank you for listening and following along with our webinars. We thank you. Merci beaucoup.